Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Chinmaya, and in this video I will tell you about the recently launched AI assistant called Leo by the open source web browser Brave. But before I talk about Leo, let me start with a quick tour of the Brave browser itself and some of its interesting features for the benefit of those viewers who haven't yet heard about or used the Brave browser. So let's start. You can download and install Brave by going to the site brave.com. I've given the link to this site in the description below. So once you reach this site, just click on Get Brave. And Brave is available for Windows, macOS, and Linux. So just click on Get Brave, and you'll be prompted to download the Brave installer. Just click on Save. And as this three-step installation process tells you, you need to run that downloaded installer. And just in a few seconds, Brave will get installed. And during the last stage of the installation or setup, Brave will give you an option to import bookmarks, extensions, and passwords from your old browser. And then you can start using Brave. So once you start Brave on your computer, this is what you're going to see. And right here at the top right, you have access to this menu, which provides you access to features and options of the Brave browser, just like you have in Chrome, Edge, or Firefox. So one of the first things that I want to tell you about Brave is that it's open source. The code is open to public scrutiny, which is a very good thing. And as I have already mentioned before, Brave is available not only for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. It's also available for mobile devices, so you can download and install the Brave app on Android and on your iPhones and iPads. Brave claims to be really very fast. In fact, they say that they are twice as fast as many other popular browsers. Now, the USP of Brave is that it's a very privacy-centric browser. And just out of the box, it starts blocking ads and trackers. You don't have to do any settings, or you don't have to tweak the browser. And the Brave shields are in operation just out of the box. Brave also prevents the browser from being fingerprinted. So these are some of the important privacy features that you get just out of the box. Let me show you these Brave shields very quickly. So let's say you are visiting Wikipedia. So you can come here and click on this Brave shields to see how you're being tracked. So when you click on this icon, you will see that on wikipedia.org, there are no trackers or ads that are trying to chase you. But for example, if you were to visit the news site time.com and then come back here and click on this same icon, Brave Shields, you will see that Brave has blocked 15 ads or trackers on this particular site. So as you keep browsing the web, more often than not, you are mercilessly being tracked, and the Brave Shields just out of the box keep blocking those ads and trackers. In addition to this, Brave provides two private window modes, and you can come here and click on this. And not only you have a private or incognito mode, you also have a private or incognito mode through the Tor servers, which is a bit more private. And one other less talked about feature is what is called as off the record mode. And this feature is for people who are trying to escape violence, etc. So once this feature is on, Brave does not record any visit history, and it has a special place where it will store all the caches and files and remove them once you are done with the site. You can read a little bit more about this if you are interested from this page, the link of which is in the description below. Now, by default, Brave tunes into the Brave search engine. And this search engine does not depend on Google. It's a search engine that has been developed from scratch. And this search engine does not track or store your searches. So you can read a little bit more about this Brave's private search on this particular page. You can search without a trace. It does not track you. It doesn't remember your search terms, etc. And of course, it gives you an option of choosing a different default search engine if you wanted to. Now, one other thing that Brave provides you right inside the browser is Brave Talk. And if you can come to this sidebar and click on this icon, you can set up a Zoom or Teams-like meeting within a few seconds. And it permits 4 people to have a conference for unlimited time. It'll ask you to use your microphone and your camera, and it doesn't require you to log into anything. Just come here and click on this icon, and you will have a link that you can copy and send to other people. So just enter your name and join the meeting, and you can share your presentations, and you can even create breakout rooms here. So this is a great feature. It doesn't require you to log in, etc. And 4 people can have a conference for unlimited time. The Brave browser also integrates by default to the Internet Archive. Let me show you this. So let's say you are browsing a page and you come across a link and you find out that the link is not really working. It was working when this page was made, but now it's not working. So let's click on this. So the moment you come across a page that is not found, you will see that you have a button like this, check for save version. And when you click on this, it just goes to the Internet Archive and shows you the page as it was saved on that day in 2017 August. So you can read that page from here. Brave offers a built-in language translator. Let me show you this. So whenever you are visiting a page which is in a language that you can't understand, Brave offers integrated translation. And so this page is in Spanish. So when you click on this button, that translation option becomes available by default. And you can just come here and click on the language of your choice. You can choose another language. So when you click on this, the page is translated into that particular language. So this is quite useful when you're reading research papers written in a language that you can't understand. The translator is available right inside the browser. Now, Brave provides some good accessibility features also. So say, for example, you're visiting a page and you don't want any ads or distractions on that page. Just come here and click on this icon and turn the speed reader on. This is not available for all the pages, but on most of the pages, you're going to see this icon. Just click on it and you will have a clean version of that page, free of any distractions, which you can read. And you can also convert this text to speech. Let's come here and play it.
What is Brave's off the record mode and how do you enable it?
What you can also do is come here and click on this, and you have different themes. For example, the dark theme, the sepia theme, and so on and so forth. You can change the fonts, and you can also change the zoom level of the fonts. So some interesting features here. And what you can also do is you can come to this icon right here, share this page. And when you click on it, you have access to 2 other interesting tools. One is the screenshot. So you can click on this and take a quick screenshot and download that particular screenshot. So this is available from here, the share this page icon or button. And what you can also do is you can also create a QR code for this page, which you can share with other people. Just download this image and share it with other people if you wanted to. So some important accessibility features are built inside Brave. And one other very important and interesting thing is that all plugins that are available on the Chrome store work inside Brave. So all you need to do is from inside the web browser, you can go to the Chrome web store, and then you can install any extension that you are seeing on this page. Just click on that extension and then just click on Add to Brave. So when you visit the Chrome web store from inside Brave, you can add any extension and it will work inside Brave. So very recently, Brave has launched an AI assistant called as Leo. And this is a ChatGPT style AI chatbot with which you can converse, ask questions, etc. So you can read a little bit more about it on this page. And I've included a link in the description below. Now, these are some important features that set the AI assistant Leo apart from all others that are available today. First of all, it is built right inside the browser. So all you need to do is to activate the sidebar. And you can do that from here. Just click on this and click on more tools, and you can just show the sidebar always. So this bar will be visible. And you can just click on Leo and Leo will start. And just in a few seconds in this video, I will demonstrate Leo. So you can access Leo right from here. So it's built right inside the browser. You don't have to install any app. You don't have to go to any special site. Whenever you have a question, you want to interact with an AI assistant, you can just click on this button and Leo will be available to you. Now, one of the great things about Leo is that it maintains privacy, because that is the unique selling point of the Brave browser itself, and it continues into the AI assistant. It does not use your data to train the AI. It does not store your search history, and it is not storing any conversations that you are having with Leo. So you don't need to log in or install any extra app. And one other great thing is that Leo, the AI assistant, is available on Android and iOS devices. So it's available on your iPhones and Android phones right inside the browser. Now, let me come back very quickly to this point that Leo does not store your conversation or use your conversations to train AI data. And this has been a problem. So, as you can see, many popular AI bots have at some point used the conversations and data that users provided to train their models. So, articles like these have appeared in New York Times and Washington Post. So this is a great point of value that Leo brings to the table, that conversations are not stored and they are not used to train the large language model. So you can read more about this on the Leo page, and I've included a link to this page in the description below. And just before we do that, I would like to mention that if you are curious as to how this presentation was made, it's a Prezi style presentation that is being shown right inside the browser. I'm using a mind mapping app called as Mindomo, and this is a free app. And I have created a video on this, and it's a wonderful app. And I invite you to also have a look at that video. So let's now move to a demonstration of Leo. So let's put Leo to test. I have just started the Brave browser, and you can access Leo in two ways. The first of which, and the more direct method, is through this particular icon that appears in the sidebar. If you're not seeing your sidebar, as I mentioned before, just come here to this hamburger icon, expand it, and go to More Tools, then come to Show Sidebar, and just come here and choose Always. So this sidebar will become visible to you. And then anytime you can click on this icon, and the Leo dialog opens up, and you can put in your prompt right here, and then Leo will respond to that particular prompt. Click on this icon once again, and Leo minimizes. So let's say we are researching a topic, and let me type this topic in the search bar and propose scene, and we want to find out more about this particular topic. And one of the suggestions is the Wikipedia page on Anthropocene. So we'll click on this, and we now have this Wikipedia page, but it's quite long, and it'll take me a lot of time to go through this matter, trying to find out what Anthropocene basically means. So what I can do is I can come here and click on the Leo icon, and you will see the Leo dialog right here. I can type in a prompt if I wanted to, but one of the things that is available to me immediately is summarize this page. So what I can do is I'll just come here and click on summarize this page. Just once you're going to get this small message from Brave about Leo. So you can just come here and click on I understand. And you will see that this entire page is being summarized. There's a little message here that says it is possible that because this file is very long, Leo might not get the full gist of the conversation. As you can see, and you've got a quick summary of this page right here. What it also does is that it gives you a button that says suggest questions. So when you click on it, it tries to build questions that are relevant to this particular topic. So if you click on these buttons, it's going to go ahead and try to answer these questions. So this might be of help to educators or even for researchers who are trying to explore this subject. And this can just keep going on and on and on. Now, there are a few things that I want to point out here, that Leo is not contacting ChatGPT. It is instead using three models. One is Mixtral, the second is Claude, and the third is Llama. So these are the three large language models, AI models that Leo is using. Now, the free version of Leo, the number of questions in one session that you can ask Mistral are limited, and the same is for Claude. But the third language model is completely free. So once you hit the limits on these models, you are automatically moved on to this model, and you can then keep asking questions. The Mixtral model is very large and it's good for general chats as well as writing computer code. Claude is very good for creating conversation and creative writing. And the same is also true for Llama, but this model is trained a little bit less. You would have also noticed that we have not gone to any site. So this Leo is available right inside the browser. You don't have to go to any other place. And the third thing you would have noticed is that we did not have to log in or provide any details. So all the prompts that we are giving here, the privacy of those prompts is maintained. Whenever Leo is contacting these large language models, it is using reverse proxy, and these conversations that you are having are all completely private. You will notice here one more button, and this button is erase conversation history. So when you click on this, you can then just simply erase the conversation history. And if you click on these three dots, this dialog goes away. You can also go to settings, and it will take you to Leo settings, and you can clear all Leo data. So this is one way in which you can interact with Leo. Now what we can do is we can keep on asking questions. So let me enter a prompt here. I want to know whether this term Anthropocene has been formally recognized by geologists. So I've just entered a question. I'm reading this page. I've got a summary. I've got a few questions and I can get the answers to these questions. But I want to explore this a little further. I want to find out if this term has been formally recognized by geologists. So I put in my prompt and then I'm just going to go ahead and click on this. So you will see that it's just trying to figure this out and it's coming back. This is the prompt from Leo. The user has asked this question. This is what Leo has responded with. And you will see something very interesting here. It comes back and says, no, as of April 2024, and this is the month in which I'm asking this question, the term has not been formally recognized by the International Commission of Stratigraphy. And it further goes on to say that in March 2024, the proposal to ratify Anthropocene was voted down by the International Union of Geological Sciences. So you have answers that are extremely current. So it's as if you are having a dialogue with the author of this article. You've read this article and you have questions. You can just come here and keep entering your questions and you can get answers to those questions. Of course, whenever you are dealing with an AI tool or an AI chatbot or assistant, you need to make sure that the responses that are coming are accurate and the AI is not hallucinating. So, this is one way of interacting with Leo. You're putting your search term in the search box, you are getting a result from the search engine, and then you are invoking Leo to ask questions on the page that you are viewing. What you can also do is directly ask a question to Leo, and this may not be concerning the current page at all. So you can directly ask a question to Leo, and that's what we are going to do. Recently, I came across this article, and this is dated Feb 9, 2024, and it's tried to compare ChatGPT versus Microsoft Copilot versus Gemini, all three AI assistants, chatbots, etc. So they posed a question to all three, and let me show you this question. And the question is, I have 5 oranges today. I ate 3 oranges last week. How many oranges do I have left? So let us just copy this text and pose this question to Leo. And the trick here is that you have 5 oranges today. it is irrelevant what you ate last week. Currently, you have 5 oranges, but one can be tricked to say that you are left with 2 oranges, but actually, you are left with 5 oranges because it is irrelevant what you ate last week. And some of these chatbots got tricked by this question. Of course, they are improving every day. Just come here, and we are now in Leo, and let's put the same question to Leo. I have 5 oranges today. I ate 3 oranges last week. How many oranges do I have left? I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And Leo is thinking and is going to come back again. And let us see what it says. So it has figured out the correct answer. And it's saying that you have 5 oranges today. If you ate 3 oranges last week, that would not affect the number of oranges you have today. So you still have 5 oranges. So Leo is pretty smart. Some of the other chatbot assistants failed this test on some occasions. Leo has got this right. And when we are talking about Leo, we are talking about the current model that we are using, that is Mixtral. So it's possible that if you're using this, you may not get the correct answer, or you might. I really don't know. But then Leo has been able to figure this out. So as you can see, the question that we have asked is not connected to what is being displayed on the page. We have asked a direct question here, and Leo is responding to us directly without being bothered about what is on this particular page. Let's ask another question, and this is a direct search question. So let me just come here and put that prompt. I'm asking Leo why Pluto is not considered a planet anymore. So I'm going to come here and go ahead and try to ask Leo this question. And this is the response that I'm getting. So it says that Pluto hasn't met certain conditions set out by the International Astronomical Union, and that is why it's no longer being categorized as a planet. I have a follow up question right here. I want to actually find out two good sources that back up this claim. So I'm going to come here and I can put a follow up question to my first query. And my prompt is provide two reputed sources with links that provide more information on declassification of Pluto as a planet. So once I have my prompt in, I can just push this button and you can now see that Leo is thinking and it's coming back again. And it has brought in two references that I can copy. One is from the International Astronomical Union, and the second one is from NASA. So I can copy these links. I wish these links were clickable. If you're interacting with Leo on a mobile device like an iPad or iPhone or an Android phone, these links are actually clickable. But in this particular case, you have to press Control C to copy the link and then just come here, start a fresh window, and you will see that we now have much detailed information on Pluto. So we have a very authentic source of information that verifies what Leo has told us about Pluto. So you can keep asking more and more questions from any particular subject. Let us try to put in another prompt here, completely different prompt. I want to have 5 insightful Rumi quotes. Rumi was a saint philosopher. Let me just try to put this prompt to Leo, and its thinking is going to come back. And here are my 5 quotes from Rumi, and it's bringing up some information about Rumi also for me. There's a second way in which you can invoke Leo. So as you type in your term inside the search bar, you get an option that says Ask Leo. You have this icon. So every time you type in a search term inside the search bar, you also get an option now that says Ask Leo. And when you click on it, that prompt goes directly into Leo. The search engine does not respond at all, it's bypassed, and your question is then directly sent to Leo. If you don't take this option, the results from the Brave search engine or whatever search engine you have chosen as your default inside this browser, you will see them appearing in the conventional way inside this window, and the question will not be passed on to Leo. But if you click on this button, Leo will respond, and this page is not going to change. So this is the second way in which you can invoke Leo. Let me ask one final question, and I hope you get the idea. And this question is about Neil Armstrong when he landed on the moon. Of course, everybody knows that Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in 1969, but I was interested to know how much time he spent on the moon. So I'm putting this question to Leo directly, and I can just come here and click on the prompt to send it to Leo. Leo is thinking and is trying to respond. The answer is 2 hours, 31 minutes on the moon during the Apollo 11 mission. Whenever you get an answer from any AI and also Leo, it's best that you do some research on your own if it's important, and you can just try to make sure that the information supplied is correct. Now, Leo is not just confined to answering your questions, it can actually create new stuff for you. So let's try that out. So Leo can write letters for you. It can create articles, it can create summaries, it can create blog posts. Let us just say I'm an HR manager and I observe that one of my employees is not coming to office on time. So I want to write them a letter and tell them the expectations of the management in this regard. So I am putting a prompt here to Leo: write a polite letter to an employee advising them not to be late and to come to office on time. So in fact, I can start a new conversation if I wanted to. So I have erased the previous conversation. And currently I'm interacting with this Llama Meta. So I can also change this to Claude if I wanted to, and then just come here and enter. So Claude is really great at writing stuff. And you can now see a letter that has been written by Leo. Dear employee name, I'm writing to remind you of the importance of arriving to work on time each day. As you know, punctuality is valued here at your company name. You can replace it with your company name. And it is important for meeting project deadlines and collaborating effectively with your colleagues. Over the past few weeks, I have noticed that you have arrived late on some occasions. While I understand that delays can happen occasionally, it is important that you make every effort to arrive by your scheduled start time each day. Coming to work late, even if just by a few minutes, can disrupt our work processes and schedule. So I asked it to write a polite letter, and this is as polite a letter as it can be, to remind a person to come to office on time. Going forward, please ensure that you can leave enough time in the mornings to accommodate any traffic or transport delays. So, a very nicely written letter. Thank you in advance for your attention to this matter. Your punctuality is appreciated and important for our team success. Please feel free to discuss with me if you have any concerns that could impact your ability to arrive on time. So all you need to do is to just copy this and send this letter, replacing whatever Leo asks you to replace: the name of the employee, the name of the company, and within just a matter of few seconds, you have a very nicely written letter that can be either printed and handed over as a hard copy or sent by email. So Leo can do a lot of creative stuff, and you can always choose the language model that you want to use. This is the free one. So once you hit the limits here for a particular day or for a particular session, you can either come back after a little time or otherwise use the free language model and see what kind of response that particular model gives back to you. And none of these is ChatGPT. You don't have to log in anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. Just imagine that you are on your mobile device and you want to send a letter like this quickly. Just choose one of these engines or choose the default engine and get a letter. Claude is really fantastic in writing original stuff. So you can try Claude, and you can then further, if suppose you're not happy with this, you can then further type in another prompt and ask it to improve something. Let's put Leo to a few more creative tasks. Let's say you're a young dad and you want to write a bedtime story for your kid. You can just come here, create a fun bedtime story for small kid about a fairy in a magical forest with a happy ending. So just come here, and I'm interacting with Claude at this moment because Claude is extremely good in creative work. So I'm sending this and it comes back, and it has a wonderful long story that I can narrate to the child. Once upon a time, there lived a little fairy named Flora. She lived deep in a beautiful magical forest filled with tall trees, etc., etc. One night, and so on and so forth. Tired but happy, Flora then flew back to her tree house. She had a wonderful adventure and was ready for sweet dreams. So I wanted it to have a happy ending, and this is how it has ended. You can add additional prompts right here, for example, saying that make the story a little longer or make the story a little shorter. You can also write a prompt saying that introduce two interesting characters with whom Flora interacts, and so on and so forth. So you can improve this story and add in new elements. Just keep on entering the prompt. Let us try to do one more creative work. So let me put in another prompt. Write a two-verse song on protecting planet Earth, saving animals, and fighting climate change. Let's see what Claude can come back with. And it comes back with a two-verse song. We must care for Mother Earth, save the plants and trees, protect all animals, great and small, in the skies, lands, and seas. Recycle and reuse each day, reduce waste we make. Together we can win the fight for our planet's sake. And then there's verse 2, the climate's getting very hot, temperature will rise. If we don't cut emissions now, bad storms will fill the skies. Let's switch to clean and green power, drive electric cars too, join the movement for our world. The future is in our hands. It's true. So a very nicely written two verses of a song, and it's very possible you can then, kind of create music for this, and you have a nice song here. Similarly, we can ask Leo to create an outline for a 5-slide presentation on the impact of climate change on melting glaciers, for example. So I'm going ahead with that prompt, and I'm using Claude at the moment. So it comes back with an outline giving me pointers on what I should be having on each slide, and I can then structure my presentation accordingly. Similarly, you can create the script for a podcast, ask Leo to write a small article. So, a lot of creative possibilities here. So, there's another way in which you can use Leo. Leo works with Google Docs and Google Sheets, and you can use Leo writing tools to improve whatever you are trying to do. In this particular case, I have opened a document. I'm writing an essay on the planetary crisis, and I've written something here. And I want to take Leo's help to rewrite this passage in a slightly more academic tone with some citations that try to authenticate my arguments in this particular essay. So I'm just coming here and entering a prompt, and this prompt is rewrite in a scholarly tone, adding a few relevant citations. So when I send this prompt to Leo, you will see that it's already recognized that it's working on this document right here, and it has now rewritten the entire passage in an academic tone with some references right here. So you can use Leo writing tools to rephrase or rewrite a document that you are working on. You can also try using words shown on the screen, like shorten, expand, etc., in your prompts for different results. Now, in this particular case, Leo works on the entire document. But if you want to work on just one paragraph, all you need to do is to just simply open a blank Google Docs file and just copy that paragraph inside that file, and then use your prompts to rewrite that particular paragraph. So once I have this and I'm happy with this, I can copy this, insert it inside my document. What you can also do is to use Leo to write code. So Mixtral is really very useful in writing good code. So I'm working with Mixtral here, and I'm just going to enter a prompt. And the prompt is write a Python function that inputs temperature values in centigrade and returns temperature values in Fahrenheit. So let's send this prompt to Leo. And as you can see, it has come up with code suggestions, and you can see that it's correctly defined a Python function called Celsius to Fahrenheit, which is taking Celsius as an input, and then it is converting into Fahrenheit by using the conversion formula, which is also correct, and then it is returning the Fahrenheit value. It has also offered another suggestion right here, and you can just copy this code. So you can use the Mixtral LLM to write code for you and can offer you suggestions in a number of different programming languages. So this is another interesting use of Leo. So periodically you might get this message when you type a prompt, and all it's saying is that access to the two larger models, Claude and Mixtral, is limited. So you have hit your limit in this particular session. You can always come back after an hour and have access to these models once again in a limited sense. But then it's just coming back and saying that if you want higher rate limits, you can opt for a subscription that is $15 per month, or otherwise you can just simply switch on to a free model. So when you click on this, you will see that it has now automatically selected this particular model, and as a result of which you now have unlimited time to ask your questions and so on and so forth. So when you click on this, you will see that it's trying to answer that question, and you can use it for an unlimited amount of time. So I hope this video was useful. You can use Leo right inside the browser and have summaries of pages that you are visiting. You can ask questions and find out more about the topic that you are researching. Alternatively, you can select a paragraph from the page, right click, and use your Leo tools to perform many actions: summarize, explain, paraphrase, improve. You can change the tone of whatever you have selected to academic, professional, etc. You can change the length of it, you can shorten, expand, you can create taglines, you can create social media posts, and so on and so forth. And you can also use Leo to give you writing suggestions if you are working with Google Docs. I'm sure there are many other uses for Leo. In this video, I've just tried to cover typical uses, and the attempt is to get you started. I'm sure when you start experimenting, you will be able to do much more. Brave is a great browser. It's completely open source and free, and it is very high on privacy, as I've mentioned before. And Leo is a wonderful AI assistant built right inside Brave that takes the privacy idea further. And all your conversations and chat history is completely private. You don't have to log in. And when you have installed Brave on your mobile devices, Leo is available inside your mobile devices. And it can be very helpful for writing letters, creating blog posts, creating small essays, articles, and so on and so forth, as demonstrated in this video when you are on the move. So I hope this video will help you get started on Brave and Leo. I invite you to try this wonderful open source browser. You will not regret it. Many thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.